Well, Seth, again, congratulations on your first game. Get a sack on your first tackle. You're a Cheyenne guy and everything like that. So what's these last 24, 48 hours been like since the Fresno game?
It's just been crazy. I've just been getting calls in left and right from all my family members. My high school coach, Coach Skelski, I talked to him last night, just how excited they are for me, how proud they are for me. Saturday, the day of the game, it was my mom's birthday, so that was a pretty good birthday present to give her. They were all up in Casper for my cousin's, or not my cousin, my little brother's hockey game. They were all watching it. They actually all got kicked out of the hotel almost because they were all cheering so loud. So it was that was pretty cool to hear. So and I talked to my dad after the game, and he was all excited and proud. So it was just unbelievable experience.
I know that this time last year, Seth, you were playing junior hockey, right, for the Stampede there in Cheyenne. I know hockey's been a big part of your since you were growing up and stuff. So, what led you to give that up and then come here to try to play football? Because I know you walked on in the spring, correct? So, what kind of went through the process to make you want to give football a shot?
Well, I gave hockey a try, junior hockey a try, and it wasn't all that I thought it was going to be. It just wasn't for me, I guess. And I was ready to move on. And, I saw Coach Bull and his staff were starting up here, so it's kind of got me thinking, hey, maybe I could give football a shot, because I don't know if I'm quite ready to have my sports career be done. I like competing and stuff, and so I'll give it a shot in the spring, see how it goes. And I just loved it, like the intensity of the practices. It's unlike anything I've ever done in my life. And just being around the guys, I don't know, all of it I just loved it all, being around it, being around the Wyoming football culture, because my dad and my uncles all played here, so I've heard about all the history, and, I'm like, I think this is something I want to be a part of, and, see how it goes and stuff, so.
So I know you played football at Central in high school and stuff, and so after you wanted to give football a shot again, but as you mentioned, your dad and your uncle played here. Was there a lot of, you hear the Edeen name around here. People certainly know that and still remember that name, certainly. Was there a lot of pressure just to have that name? It hasn't been that long ago since those guys played and stuff. Was there any kind of pressure like that to, when you say who you are, people probably recognize it. So was there any kind of pressure that way for you?
Yeah, it's certainly I got a lot to live up to, obviously. My dad and my uncle, and I actually have another uncle. He doesn't have the same last name as me, though, but Ryan Oman. And
right.
So I had a lot to live up to, but I just try not to think about it. Be my own player, and try to make a name for myself. Just try to make a name for Seth Edeen instead of Dan or David Edeen. So.
Sure, but even going into last week, Seth, you were on the scout team. You're a true freshman, probably going to redshirt, and natural path of a lot of players. But then with Sonny had gotten hurt, and then Riley gets hurt, and then all of a sudden, I know you maybe started taking a couple reps last week, but when did it really kind of start hitting you that, oh my gosh, I may be playing? Actually, did it hit? I know, was it late last week after Riley's injury, or when did it really set into you?
It was last Thursday when I found out Riley wasn't going to be playing this week. He had a concussion. He wasn't at meetings or anything. I'm like, all right, time to step up and play for the boys and stuff. So just started locking in and stuff. I had a good practice on Thursday, So and after that, I just tried to. I tried not to think about it too much. I tried to, because I found out through previous years, if you just constantly think about it until the game, you're just mentally exhausted, and you're not as quick, you're slow, you're too concerned about other things. So, I just, I knew the excitement. I knew for sure I'd be excited as hell when kickoff came around. So. I don't know.
What was that first play like? Do you remember it? Was it, or is it still because you were so excited and everything happened so fast? Do you remember it well, or is it all kind of a blur?
I remember it was definitely a blur, but definitely going back and we watched film yesterday, it kind of came back to me a little bit. But I remember, going out there and thinking, hey, this is game time. But I've gone against Division I tackles for all of spring and all of fall now. Against Connor Raines, Ledegy. Ryan Cummings, Austin, just all of them. So I'm like, they're not going to throw anything at me that that I haven't seen before. It's not going to it's not like last year I was going against little tackle like Clay Walsh High School or something.
Right.
So I've had practice with the big boys. So I just got to keep doing what I do, and that's just try to use my speed. Can't let them get a hold of me, and just go out there and give it 110%. Run to the ball, and luckily for me, the defensive backs and the linebackers, they did a great job this week, locking down coverage, making the quarterback kind of scramble around, so he kind of came to me. So I really didn't have to do too much work. I was rushing, and the quarterback comes right at me because no one's open, and I just got to take a shot at it.
Right. So does anything change for you now, Seth, now that it doesn't look like Riley will be available? It looks like you continue to get some snaps, get some reps and stuff. Does anything change? It looks like it's worked for you pretty well so far. So does anything change for you now looking ahead?
Not really. I just got to keep giving great effort, giving 100%, running to the ball. This week I'm gonna have to mix up some different pass rush moves. Because obviously. Utah State, they've gone through 3-4 quarterbacks, but they're still good. So obviously they have a great offensive line, so that QB, no matter who it is, he has time to throw. So I'm gonna have to mix it up and try and get around that edge. Our DBs are gonna do another great job at locking down coverages and stuff, and give me some more time to give time for that quarterback to run around, and I have no problem chasing him around the pocket. So
right, and I imagine there'll be a few people coming over from Cheyenne Friday night, huh?
Man. Oh man, they're my dad, my mom, my brother, all my family from Sheridan. They're all coming down. So yeah, I'm gonna have a little section up in the stands this week for sure. So
great.